Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. Oh my gosh, I'm back. I feel like I've been gone, but I haven't. And I'm wearing black, and I'm wearing my black. I call this my black angry t-shirt. And I'll tell you why. This is for everyone for my daily horoscope for October 3rd. But here's the thing. I'm supposed to be talking about what the cards say, about what October 3rd's energies is. And before we get into the cards, I just want to say, this is a big shout out to all Virginia drivers. Okay? The message here is slow the fuck down. Okay? That's for you, Virginia drivers. Anybody who goes on 66, everybody who goes on 286, anybody who goes on 495, you know who you are, okay? Slow down. I almost got killed 4 times today. Hence my angry t-shirt, which I don't like to wear black, as you guys know. And I've never worn black before on here, and I wear a lot of black to work. But this is all going to change because I don't like wearing black. But when I'm angry, this is the shirt that I wear. And I don't know why. I just, I think of it. It's a guy's t-shirt. That's the thing. This I got at American Eagle, and it's a guy's t-shirt. But I feel like guys' t-shirts are really comfortable and they last for 100 years. Women's clothing is not made the same as guys. It's total discrimination. And that reason women shop more than guys do is because our clothes fall apart like after one wash. But this t-shirt I got several years ago, and it's still good. It's still fine. It's still like brand new. So, yeah, this is my angry t-shirt. Yeah, why did I get almost killed 4 times today? Because there's some crazy drivers who weren't looking where they were going and almost hit me 4 times. One of them specifically almost ran me off the road. They were going about 70 on a private road, and I was trying to park, and they came up right behind me and tried to kill me. So, anyways, I'm not a big fan of Virginia. Okay, let's just say. Not a big fan, okay? This state, it's not for me, okay? This whole state. But anyways, I just wanted to say the energies today, okay? We are in Mercury retrograde storm period, okay? We're in the, we're in the thick of it, okay? And this is why traffic issues, okay? So this is why traffic issues are just like hell. It's like hell. Today, if you guys went into traffic today, you understand what I'm talking about. You're feeling me here because this is hardcore traffic. This is traffic on crack, okay? And there's no way to really get around it. And there's no way to get out of it. For those of you who are in the country, obviously this does not really apply to you because you're not in these very busy metropolitan areas. But if you're in the DC area, you live in Northern Virginia, today was hell, okay? But I feel like there's just a lot of, there's just a lot of stress, and I think there's a lot of anxiety during these Mercury retrograde periods, and there's just a lot of agitation. So a lot of anger and agitation and frustration, and it's just all comes out in traffic. It all comes out into the computer. It all comes out into all these little things can really get you today. Little things just get, it's like a bug under your bonnet, you know what I mean? Or it's like a bee dropped down your shirt, you know what I mean? It's totally ridiculous, and it bothers you more than ever. It bothers you. And the reason it bothers you is because it's one little thing. I don't know. My client that I had this evening rescheduled, so I'm really happy because in a way, because I can do this video, because I have had quite a week. Okay, so this is like a culmination. Today's energy is like a culmination of like the stress of this whole week. And this week has been building this Mercury retrograde, energy, slowing things down and pissing everybody off. And so it's just kind of it's a really volatile, explosive kind of energy. So today, you know, my feeling is, you guys, someone's gotten into an argument with their wife today. You know, someone's gotten into a, bad either text war with their girlfriend or boyfriend, or they just got into an argument with their girlfriend or boyfriend. It's not a great day for relationships because things can be really misconstrued on this day. On days like this, I should say. This is October 3rd. I'm sorry, you guys in the UK and beyond. You probably are like shaking your head. Yeah, that was yesterday. You know, I hope today is better. And I'm going to do a video right after this for October 4th because I don't like to leave things on a bad note. So I really want to see, you know, what the energies are for tomorrow. So yeah, that's my overall vibe right now for October 3rd. I wasn't feeling October 3rd today at all. Okay. Not at all. You know, the whole day, my head was just not really where it needed to be. I did get a lot done, which was good. But at the same time, everything that I did get done bothered me. And I can't explain it. I don't know why. You know, so those of you who are watching this video probably understand. You know, maybe you guys sent an email. Maybe you didn't get the response that you wanted. Or maybe you texted someone and they didn't respond in the way that, you know, made any sense to you. And it's sort of like, what the hell? And, you know, maybe you're at one of those points where you're in a situation that you want to get out of, but it's not time yet. And the Mercury retrograde, if you're at that point, you know, similar to my life right now, if you're at that point, it's hard to be in the Mercury retrograde energy, especially in the beginning of this month, because Mercury slows everything down, and you're like the horse that's like rearing to go. You're just like, your engines are like, you're like, get me out of this place. I want to get the hell out of here. I'm done with this. You know, whether it's a living situation, whether it's a roommate situation, whether it's a husband and wife situation, you're ready to go. You're ready for the change. You're like, okay, let's do it now. Like, let's do it now. And Mercury's like, sorry, hon. It's not going to happen today. You're going to have to wait. And that's enough to infuriate anybody. So, hence my angry t-shirt. And you guys really can't see. I mean, it's not like super angry. It's just, I have this, it's sort of like, I think of this as kind of like the nerdy, no offense to turn nerds, but the nerdy boys t-shirt that they would wear when they played the computer all day, you know, or it's like a gamer's t-shirt. That's kind of how I feel. It's like a computer geeks t-shirt. And I wear it, like I said, when I'm not really feeling the day, you know. All four of those people that tried to kill me today, I told to F off, which is not good. I told them to go do what you tell people to go do with it. And so, you know, I'm explaining all this to you in this video because I know you're going to laugh, because I know you're going to get it. You're going to feel like, oh my God, you know, she's telling it like it is. And you're going to feel like it's refreshing. You know, everybody that's written comments, you know, you guys are all really great. So, you know, this one's for you, you know, who can handle it. Those of you who can handle it, you know, I swear, I talk about sex. This is an adult thing. Okay, this is not for everyone, okay? But I'm just saying, as an adult woman today, Mercury retrograde sucks ass, okay? We can tell Mercury freaking to go shove it, right? Because that's the kind of energy that it is today. That's it. That's how it was. That's how it is. And I truly think that we just have to somehow muddle through until the end of the month. And things will be better. Things have to be better. Because things don't stay the same. That's a good given. So it's gonna get better. It just feels like today sucked ass. And it did. October 3rd. Sorry, guys. If you had a great day, I want you to message me and tell me how great a day it was. Please. I'd love to hear it. I'm totally not into being a frowny downy person, what I call a frowny downy person. Because, you know, there's a lot of funny moments that happened today, despite the fact that it was just a crazy ass-sucking day. But, you know, I do like to think about the bright side, you know, and just, you know, message me if it was a good day. I'd like to know. And then anything that's funny, you know, here's the thing. Humor is what helps get you through this crap. That's the only thing that helps you get through. That's it. You know, listening to what Ellen DeGeneres has to say, it gets you through. You're going to laugh at her. She's amazing. You know, Hugh Laurie, of course. You go on Twitter and read it. Every single thing that guy says is hilarious. I don't know why he never even bothers to say hi to me on Twitter, because I do say some funny stuff, but he totally ignores me. But anyway, maybe one day Hugh Laurie will appreciate my commentary, my social commentary. And, you know, I will make a little social commentary here, you know, just because I feel like this is Mercury retrograde. You know, things that are on my mind, and I'm just going to share them with you because I don't really, I mean, like I have like 50-something thousand people that have watched my videos, so obviously I'm doing something right. You know, you guys tell me if I'm doing something wrong, and your comments are always welcome. You know, and constructive criticism is always welcome. You know, someone said that my sound was really off, and my sound's gotten a lot better because I turned my volume up, so thank you for that. You know, you guys have commented on how the light sucks in here and all that stuff. My hair, too. My hair sucks. Always. Pretty much. I haven't had a haircut in, like, 3 months, 4 months. It could be longer than that. It's ridiculous. And actually, technically, I'll get a haircut, but then you know what I do when I come home? I cut it again. Who does that? If you do that, message me. I have this thing about my hair. I like it to be cut a certain way, and most of the time, even if I tell somebody how to do it, they won't do it. See, because it's the Capricorn in me that knows that I can do it better. I know how to do it right the first time, so I don't know why I bother, but I kind of like getting like the spa treatment. Who doesn't like the spa treatment, right? Who doesn't? So I go and do that. But anyways, yeah, my hair needs to be done. It just does. But here's the thing. I'm working, you know, 70 hours a week, and I don't have time. Maybe eventually. Eventually, when I go full-time, you guys, you're going to see you're going to see the poodle in me come out. I call it the poodle, you know, where I'm all shampooed, and I'm all glammed up, and I'm wearing a gorgeous dress, you know. Those will be the times where you'll be like, Daphne, you look so great. My name's not Daphne. It's Beth, by the way. You're going to be like, Beth, what did you do? You look like amazing. And I'll be like, well, that's because it wasn't like 10 o'clock at night wearing a guy's t-shirt in my pajamas, you know, and, you know, my makeup is drained off, you know, and I finally got a haircut, you know, after like 4 months. So, that's why. You're going to be like, that's amazing. You look amazing. Of course I will. Of course I will. But you know what? Okay, so back to my social commentary. I was going to say, though, you know what? I love you guys. It's worth every minute that I spend on my cards. It's worth every minute that you guys send all of your lovely comments. You're going to make me, I'm saying something that's very touching here. You guys really made me feel loved, and I want you to know that. And it does touch me very deeply what you say, and you know, all the love that you send to me is truly appreciated. So, you know, obviously I try to give as much as myself back to you guys, and that I can in my private readings and on my videos. You guys know I kind of put it all in there, you know, and but you guys just really touch me, and with the things you say, it's just really special. You guys are the best. But okay, so my social commentary. You know, I was reading online, you know, that I think it was Leonardo DiCaprio was talking about climate change, and he was really being a big advocate for how climate change isn't just it isn't just one person's or certain, you know, certain people that think a certain way. You know, that's their believe a certain thing. That it's not just their issue. It's humanity in general. It's everyone, okay? So if you think that climate change doesn't affect you, well, it does. And it always will. It always has. And you're in denial if you think that it doesn't. My suggestion on Twitter, I was on Twitter today, saying how I really think that everybody needs to bury the hatchet with each other, especially over this issue. Because, you know, right now, I'll just show you. I drink distilled water. Okay, this I got at the Whole Foods near my house here in Virginia. Okay, this is what I drink. I cannot drink the water out of the tap because it makes me sick. That's saying something, okay, guys? You know? It concerns me that there's been a drought in California for so long, a severe drought in California for so long, and that's where, like, a huge percentage of our food comes from, you know? It's not in the middle in the desert. You know, farmers aren't growing food in the desert. You know, they're growing a lot of it in California where the sunshine is, and if there's not enough water there, we've got a problem. So my message here is to you guys. I challenge you guys to get creative with how you're gonna how we're gonna tackle climate change. What we're gonna do. How are we gonna make this better? You know, if you have, you know, energy efficient ideas, how are you pitching them? You know, what are you doing to save the planet this way? You know, have you pitched them to some investors? What have you done? I'd love to hear your comments because this is stuff that really concerns me. That we're at this point in which we have there are certain people that have ideas about that it's not their problem. And the air they breathe and the water they drink is. It is. You know, this is $1.19 a bottle, you know. I mean, I go through a bottle every other day. I drink like almost half a gallon of water a day, sometimes a little bit less, sometimes a little bit more. That's what we all should be drinking instead of the stuff out of the Coke cans, you know. I mean, that's what we should be drinking. So it's just an interesting issue that I wanted to mention because I know this is October 3rd, and I'm supposed to be talking about your horoscope, and I am. I did tell you today sucked ass. You know, just to prepare you for those of you who are on the West Coast who haven't finished out their day yet. They're probably just coming home from their commute, and they're just watching this, and they're just going, "Oh my God, I had the worst commute ever." And yeah, I'm going, yes, you did. You did, because that was today's energy. You know, they all say, well, Mercury retrograde isn't good for traffic. Well, today was the day. It wasn't good for traffic, right? Everybody's like, well, you know, we don't really see it, but today was the day. So why am I talking about these issues? And I'm talking about them because so many people are watching my videos. And I think to myself, if like at least a handful, say like 5 of you, 50,000 people or more, just 5 of you, just 5, okay, did something that inspired others to bury the hatchet on these issues and spread the vibe that climate change concerns all of us. And how are we going to tackle these issues? Then we'd be in better shape. We'd be in pretty good shape. We'd be in better shape. It wouldn't be the best because we can't go back and, you know, we cannot go back with this ozone problem we have. We cannot go back with deforestation. You just can't. You can't bulldoze, you know, a 10,000-year-old forest and expect it to go back the next day. You just can't. You can't. You have to plan ahead. So we need to come up with things that we can do to plan ahead that will help us. I feel like there's 2 things that need to happen. One is bury the hatchet with those people who don't believe that it affects them. And just agree that this is something we need to worry about. We need to think about. We need to put on our plate. To say we are responsible for this. And Leonardo DiCaprio, I hope you're watching this because I'm a huge fan of you doing this. And then, okay, and then so number two is we need to come up with solutions. And we need to do them, and we need to do them fast. Because, 10,000-year-old forest is an ecosystem. It's really an ecosystem. Like the rainforest, it's a whole ecosystem. It's not just one tree, guys. It's the whole kit and caboodle, from the little tiny little ants and the spiders all the way up to the canopy and all that. We have to stop that. We have to stop that. We have to stop thinking we can destroy everything and it'll grow back the next day. It'll be fine, it's just the people that are they're out there that are not planning ahead. They're not thinking ahead. They are so wrapped up in what's on TV or what they're doing this weekend or what alcohol they're drinking tonight that they don't really give a shit about what's happening on the planet. And they should, because one day we could all wake up and have to put an oxygen mask on, right? And that's something it's unfathomable for me. It's unconscionable for us to be that irresponsible with what we've been given as far as the planet. So this is just something that's on my mind. I saw it on Twitter. I thought I'd mention it. It's something that I think would be really positive, that I would like to see, and I want to be the change. I want to be the change that I want to see in the world, and so that's why I'm mentioning it. Okay, so that is my social commentary of the hour. So I'm shuffling. I'm just shuffling here real quick. It's interesting we got this card, because I was talking about we need to worry about climate change. And this card is the card of, I call it the non-worrying card. See this girl here? This girl is having a tea party with her, 4 stuffed animals, okay? And I actually do think of some of you, young mothers that have 4 kids. This could be literal. This could be you on this day. Who you're really focused on taking care of your family. If it's not, a young single mom with 4 kids, it is someone who's just a mother and she's thinking about her family and how she's going to feed her family, and she may be concerned about money coming in, but honey, you don't want to be concerned because money is coming in. You need to be more like these kids. These kids aren't worried. They don't have it. The concept of money has not hit them yet. Okay, that's several years off. For some young kids, they do understand a little bit, but we're talking they don't really get it. Okay, so they don't have that on their mind. So they can sit there and enjoy their tea. These little, I call them, they're kids. They're imaginary. They're stuffed animals, but it's metaphorical, right? So your kids and kids in general can sit and drink a cup of tea and not be worried. They're not worried. They're in that space of everything is fine. And they're loved. They know they're loved, and that's it. They know that they're going to have fun the next day. They look forward to doing fun things. They know that you're going to take care of them, That's what it is. Okay, so today it's all about knowing the universe is going to take care of you. Knowing that the money is coming in. Knowing that you don't have to worry. It's out of your hands. Things are set in motion that, you don't have any control over. And you're not supposed to, on this day, you're not supposed to be thinking about your little microcosm of life, like your little corner, okay? You're supposed to be thinking bigger thoughts, which is interesting because I'm talking about these larger issues, you know? And I will interject here because this has been on my mind. You know, for young ladies, you know, I did a whole video about fertility and a woman's cycle. And this affects guys as well. But the video I did was for young women. And I did this video because I wanted women to really watch their cycle and track their cycle and be healed from any kind of times during the month where they're just not feeling good, you know? Because there's things that they can take during those times, specifically during those times. But I wanted to mention this, that, you know, we're going to talk about birth control here because this is something that's been weighing on my mind for a long time. And I find it interesting that, you know, and I myself took birth control a long time ago, and it is still affecting me to this day, you know, 14 years later, okay? And there's, you know, infertility is really on the rise, okay? And the reason infertility is on the rise, in my opinion, is because people have started taking birth control at a younger age, and they don't really understand what birth control really does. And I don't believe that infertility is something that's inherited, okay? If you take birth control, you're shutting down your normal cycle. You're shutting it down. You're tricking your body into thinking you're having it, but you're not. It's a trick. It's a mind game. It's a mind fuck, okay? It's not real. And anybody who tells you that you should shut this down and you'll be fine after you go off it, is lying to you, because you're never going to be the same again. Your body, those hormones that it had to process, your liver that had to process all those hormones, is not going to be the same. It's going to be really hard to recover, especially if you've been on birth control for a really long time. Now, I always talk to people about using other methods of birth control, whether they're condoms or, you know, other things. There are other things you can use. Get creative, you know, but there are other things you can use. I'm just talking about the pill. Because this is the same energy kind of like thinking that's the same kind of climate change thing, where what is really going on? Why do people not think that they are responsible for what's happening on the planet? Why do people not think that they are responsible for clean air and clean water, you know, and it's not their problem? You know, why do people think that it's not their problem? You know, infertility is not their problem, you know? Why do they think that, you know? It's same mindset, you know? It's the same thing. That you can bulldoze a 10,000-year-old forest and it'll grow back the next day. You can shut down your ovaries and then in 10 years, it'll go right back on at 35 or 34. And it doesn't work that way. It will never work that way. For a few people, maybe it's worked that way, but they pay the price later and they don't even realize. And so this all links together because cancer's on the rise, breast cancer is on the rise. You know, the more toxins we have in our system, it makes it harder on our liver, which then makes it harder for us to process and bounce back from all those hormones that was hard on our liver during our 20s and early 30s. And then by the time we get ready to have kids, suddenly we can't. Suddenly it's a big deal. We have to take all kinds of crazy things. And nobody talks about the natural stuff, that there's natural stuff. And It's not an easy fix, though. That's the thing. It's not an easy fix. The easy fix to shut off your reproductive organs is to take the pill, but there is no easy fix to fix it and turn it back on. We need to come up with some other way of addressing these problems in a creative, productive way. Because it's not acceptable to keep thinking that status quo is okay. You can't recover after you bulldoze that forest. You can't recover in the same way after you've taken birth control. You just can't, no matter what anybody says. And there are women who will probably say, well, I was on the pill for 15 years and I went back after it. Well, did you have breast cancer later? Did you have lung cancer? Did you have ovarian cancer? Did you have, problems with your female organs? Did you feel like having sex at 55? These are the questions, I ask. And so this is thinking bigger. This card is thinking about the big stuff. I'm not afraid to talk about these things. Why? Because, there are worse things that I could be doing, right? And basically, if anybody says anything negative, I'll just ban them from my channel. I'm so straightforward. I don't really care, I want people to think about these things. I'm an Aquarius. The reason I'm doing these videos is to get people to think and to become empowered, And that leads me to something else. In my readings, I'm all about personal empowerment. I want people not just to think, not just to hear me say, you're going to find Mr. Right or Mrs. Right or whatever down the line. That's not what it's about. It's about knowing how to overcome the blocks and obstacles that are in your path, overcome poverty, survival issues. A lot of you guys are struggling right now, seriously struggling with survival issues. And so you're in this mode of just taking care of your family, feeding your kids, and you're not thinking bigger thoughts. But if everybody was thinking bigger thoughts, we wouldn't have climate change issues. We wouldn't have infertility issues. We wouldn't have cancer issues. We wouldn't have, what clean water am I going to drink issues, We should be able to drink out of every single tap. But we can't because it's so disgusting, because it's got people's pills and chemicals and all kinds of crap. But yet we shower in that. That's okay to shower in. That's okay to make our tea in. That's okay to brush our teeth in. And actually, the water at this apartment, I can't stand to brush my teeth because it's gross. It tastes like metal. These are things that we should be focused on, Here in the U.S., there's no excuse for this. Our healthcare system is 10 times better than a lot of other, healthcare systems, and yet, at the same time, we're still stuck in the dark ages as far as how to think creatively, how to really fix our problems, how to not have these problems to begin with, and we need to think bigger thoughts. We need to, get out of the survival mode that we're in. Stop thinking about how we're going to pay our bills and how we're going to make dinner every day, because there's got to be another way for us to live. It's nearly impossible to live that way consistently. It just grinds you down, You may be feeling on this day that you're really ground down, and it could be partly because the Mercury retrograde energies, are partly because you've been in survival mode for a long time and you've worried about money for a long time and you've thought about how you're going to feed your family for a long ass time, and you're ground down and you're like, you want some message of hope. That's what you want. You want a message of hope. The good news is that I can deliver that, because this is saying, it's actually saying to look up. Because if this girl looked up If she looked up, she might be able to see these fish. She could see over these little, you know, stuffed animals' heads. She could see that the money is rolling in. She can't see it right now. She's so absorbed in what she's doing. And I think that, that's the energy too that goes with all the near deaths that I had today as far as car accidents and all this stuff. Everybody is so focused on what they're doing. They are not paying attention, and they are not looking where they're going, and they are not thinking about anybody else except for themselves. And that's not a good place to be. The place you want to be is thinking about others, taking care of yourself, being, looking up. Things are going to be looking up. And in order for you to see what's happening, you have to open your eyes and take a wider perspective. Look at your life with a different perspective. Okay? Get creative. Don't stop. Don't think that because you're in the survival mode, this is how it's got to be. No. It doesn't have to be this way. But the energy is changing. So if you do something to help shift your own energy, it's going to be compounded by the fact that it's supported by the universe. So now is a time to really think about getting out of routine, going out and doing something fun, enjoying your life. Because this is all about kids. If you have kids, this is about, taking them to do something fun. Kids are all about fun. Like I said, they're not thinking about feeding their family. They're thinking about, do we get to go to the park tomorrow? Do we get to go to the, let's go see the Ferris wheel? Do we get to eat some ice cream? That's all they're thinking about. That's it. And you need to be more like that. You need to have something to look forward to. So what you need to do is you set some goals. Start planning, okay? Maybe you don't have the money now, but in a year from now, you should have the money, if you plan it right, to go away on a trip somewhere. Start planning your trip. Today is the day to start planning your trip. And if you're watching this tomorrow, probably in the UK, I say, this is okay. You're going to watch this on October 4th, and that's fine. It's still good to watch it and hear it. Everybody who's watching it will appreciate this. So I suggest start planning. Start planning. Start looking forward to things. I do this thing where I like to buy stuff on Amazon and send it to work or send it to my house. And it's fun. It's like Christmas when you get that package. You forget that you're going to get it, and then boom, one day the mailman comes and it's like, oh, I got a package, and it's just nice. Send something to somebody else. I enjoy doing that too. I have to really stop because I've been a little bit doing that too much lately, but because Amazon.com is kind of addictive. You go on there and you find all this good stuff, and it's like, you're like, oh, I totally want all this stuff. So anyways, and once you get going, you can you can end up doing a lot of damage on there. So I'm not really allowed to go on there. But today was kind of what I call an angry day. I said some things. I yelled at some people. I tend to think that me yelling at them was probably good for them because it made them stop. It made them think about, other people, how they're affecting other people. And the reason that it happened to me is because it's making me think about how are other people affected by what I do. What I say is effective. What I do is effective. If you have opinions about stuff, go on YouTube, just like I'm doing. Don't let anybody stop you from doing something that will change things for the better in either our culture, our country, or the country that you live in, or the planet. And I'm not afraid of what anybody says, negatively against me. I'm just speaking my mind, which in this country is still free to do, which is good. And the message here is enjoy your freedom, but not to worry, okay? Not letting your daily stuff stress you out. And if all you're doing is daily stuff, then you need to take and start planning for something that you can look forward to. And start looking forward to every day, because that's what kids do. And we all need to kind of embrace that, more, you know. If she has 4 kids, or even 3 kids and a husband, she has a lot on her plate. She has a lot of things she needs to do. And if you're a guy and you're watching this, you're like, okay, I don't know who you're talking about, and you're single, let's just say. Maybe you're thinking about starting a family, and you're kind of concerned that you don't have enough money, or there's somehow money is kind of an issue right now for you. Or this is just about you as well, not worrying so much. Just letting your mind stop with the worrying, stop with the chatter, play with the dog, play with the cat, go outside, listen to music, just turn your computer off, put it away, that energy from the computer kind of can really suck your energy away, and it almost makes you worry more, because it's like, we have to be constantly connected, with Facebook and Twitter and all this stuff. We have to be connected, and it's just like when you disconnect from the electronic stuff, which is good because this is Mercury retrograde and electronic stuff is kind of weird right now. When we do that, we get our own energy back. Our energy kind of just balances out. So I want you to do that. If you're a guy and you're on the computer all day and all night, you got to just take a break. Seriously, shut it down. Shut her down. Lock it up, and go out into the beautiful day and enjoy the sunshine, play ball, go to the park, go to a game, do something, do some fantasy football. Actually, that's on the computer, so no, don't do that. Call a friend and find out what's happening in fantasy football, but don't really engage the computer, that's all I'm really feeling for this card. I know this is a long message, guys, but you guys deserve it, because, this is another late one. You'll probably see more late videos from me, from here on out, because my schedule is really rough. By the way, I'm booked up until Thursday. If I have any cancellations, I'll post it. I'll let you guys know, but my suggestion is please contact me right away if you want to schedule something, because I'm getting booked up very quickly, and I just, if somebody asks me when I'm available, I tell them, but I've had this thing where people are not responding to my replies right away, and so I end up giving it to somebody else, and I don't want to be rude to anybody, so just pay attention. I'm on the computer myself, doing email Monday through Friday, pretty much all day. So you can expect a response pretty quickly. As far as the comments, I can't get to all of them. There's so many, but I appreciate them so much. You really don't know how much I appreciate them. And feel free to email me at elizabetholson31@gmail.com for a private reading. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Big hugs, big kisses, and lots of love to you guys. Have a great night.